Imagine this: you wake up in the morning, swing your legs over the side of the bed, and instead of feeling weak, stiff, or cramped, your legs feel strong, steady, and full of energy. You walk to the kitchen without pain. You climb stairs without fear. You move with confidence, knowing your body is supporting you every step of the way. No, picture the opposite. You wake up to heavy legs, aching calves, or worse. You're jolted awake in the night by a stabbing leg cramp that leaves you clutching at your muscle in agony. For too many seniors over 60 and 70, this isn't just an occasional nuisance. It's a nightly battle, and over time, these signs add up to something more serious: loss of strength, loss of independence, and loss of freedom. But here's the truth. Most people don't realize. While exercise is important, the secret to strong, pain-free legs starts with nutrition. Your muscles, bones, and nerves are living tissues that need the right fuel. Without it, even the most active senior can struggle with cramps, weakness, and poor balance. That's why today we're counting down the top 7 vitamins and minerals to strengthen your legs and prevent cramps in seniors. These nutrients are backed by science, proven to improve mobility, and easy to get from the right foods or supplements. Stay with us until number 1, because it's not only overlooked, it may be the single most powerful way to protect your muscles, nerves, and bones all at once. Let's begin our countdown with number 7, a mineral most seniors are missing, even though it quietly controls every movement you make. Low levels of it can trigger those sudden, stabbing cramps in your calves and thighs. Number 7 is magnesium, the muscle relaxer. Magnesium is one of the most underrated nutrients for seniors, and one of the most important for your legs. Every time you take a step, magnesium is working behind the scenes to help your muscles contract and relax smoothly. Without it, those contractions become uncoordinated, leading to spasms, cramps, and weakness. One of the most common symptoms of magnesium deficiency is nighttime leg cramps. Seniors with low magnesium are far more likely to wake up in pain from sudden, involuntary muscle contractions. It doesn't just disturb your sleep. It leaves your legs sore and weak the next day, making it harder to walk or balance. And cramps aren't the only issue. Magnesium also regulates how calcium is used in your body. Without enough magnesium, calcium may be deposited in the wrong places, like your arteries or soft tissues, instead of strengthening your bones. This can contribute to stiffness, joint pain, and even cardiovascular problems. Research published in the Journal of Nutrition, Health, and Aging found that seniors with higher magnesium intake had significantly better leg strength and mobility compared to those with low intake. Another study in Osteoporosis International showed that magnesium deficiency increases the risk of fractures because it weakens both muscles and bones. Take Charles, a 72-year-old grandfather who came into the clinic complaining of nightly cramps in his calves. He'd wake up at 2 a.m. almost every night, gripping his leg in pain. His doctor had told him it was just aging. But when we looked closer, his diet was low in magnesium-rich foods, and he was taking a diuretic medication that flushed magnesium out of his system. We made simple changes, adding leafy greens, nuts, and beans to his meals, and starting him on a gentle magnesium glycinate supplement. Within 2 weeks, the nightly cramps had disappeared. His wife told us she was finally able to sleep through the night too. 6 months later, Charles was walking 2 miles a day with steady, strong legs. So how can you get more magnesium? Foods are your best source. Dark leafy greens like spinach and kale, nuts like almonds and cashews, seeds like pumpkin seeds, whole grains, beans, and avocados are all excellent choices. If diet alone isn't enough, magnesium citrate or glycinate supplements are easiest to absorb. Most seniors do well with 200 milligrams daily, but always check with your doctor if you're on medications. And remember, hydration matters too. Dehydration makes cramps worse, and magnesium works best when your muscles are well hydrated. Be cautious with very high doses, especially if you have kidney disease, since excess magnesium can build up in the body. Magnesium keeps your muscles relaxed, but your bones need their own guardian, a nutrient that makes them dense, strong, and resistant to fractures. Without it, even a small stumble can turn into months of recovery. That brings us to number 6 on our list. Calcium, the bone protector. Vitamin B12 is one of the most overlooked nutrients when it comes to leg strength. Most people think of calcium or protein when they think of strong legs. But without vitamin B12, your muscles can't even receive the signals they need from your nerves. In other words, your brain might be telling your legs to move, but if you're deficient in B12, the message doesn't get through properly. The result: weakness, numbness, tingling, and instability that many seniors mistake for just getting old. Here's the problem: vitamin B12 absorption becomes harder as we age. To extract B12 from food, your stomach needs acid and a special protein called intrinsic factor. But after 60, stomach acid production naturally declines. Add in common conditions like gastritis or reflux, or long-term use of antacids and medications, and the ability to absorb B12 drops sharply. That's why B12 deficiency is shockingly common among seniors, yet often missed. One of the earliest signs of deficiency is heavy, tired legs. You may feel like your legs are dragging, or like they don't respond as quickly when you walk. Some seniors report a tingling, or pins and needles sensation, in their feet and calves. Left unchecked, this nerve damage can worsen, leading to falls, difficulty walking, and even permanent nerve damage. Research is clear. A study in neurology found that seniors with low B12 levels were twice as likely to experience balance problems and falls compared to those with normal levels. Another study, published in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, showed that correcting B12 deficiency led to measurable improvements in walking speed and stability in older adults. Take John, a 78-year-old retired engineer. He came in complaining that his legs felt like tree trunks. They were heavy, clumsy, and he worried every time he crossed the street that he might stumble. His doctor initially dismissed it as aging, but blood tests revealed he was severely deficient in vitamin B12. After starting B12 injections, within 3 months John noticed a remarkable change. The heaviness lifted, his balance improved, and he was back to enjoying his daily walks with confidence. So how do you get enough B12? Unlike many other vitamins, B12 is found almost exclusively in animal products. Lean meats, fish, eggs, and dairy are the best food sources. Shellfish like clams and liver are especially rich. For seniors who eat little or no animal products, fortified cereals and plant-based milks are helpful. But here's the catch: even with a good diet, absorption problems are common in older adults. That's why many seniors benefit from supplements. Oral B12 tablets can help, but for those with significant absorption issues, injections or high-dose sublingual under-the-tongue forms may be needed. The good news is that B12 is very safe. Any excess is simply excreted in the urine, so there's little risk of overdose. Restoring B12 levels can feel like turning the lights back on in your body. Legs feel lighter, nerves fire faster, and coordination improves. The simple act of correcting a deficiency can restore independence and prevent unnecessary falls. But while B12 powers your nerves, there's another mineral that ensures your muscles don't seize up. Without it, seniors often suffer from painful cramps, restless legs, and a gradual loss of endurance. That brings us to number 4, magnesium's cousin in muscle health, potassium, the fluid balancer. Potassium is one of the body's most important electrolytes, and when it comes to leg health, it plays a role you can feel every single day. Potassium controls the delicate balance of fluids inside and outside of your muscle cells. Without enough of it, muscles don't contract smoothly. Instead, they spasm, tighten, or give out, leaving you with cramps, trembling, or weakness. If you've ever woken up with a sudden calf cramp that made you leap out of bed, low potassium might have been to blame. Seniors are particularly vulnerable to potassium imbalance because of medications like diuretics, blood pressure pills, or treatments for heart conditions. Add dehydration and poor diet on top of that, and potassium levels can dip dangerously low. Here's what happens when potassium is lacking. Signals between your brain and your muscles slow down. That means your legs don't react as quickly. You may notice trembling when you stand for long periods, stiffness when you walk, or trouble lifting your feet properly. This sluggish communication is one of the hidden reasons seniors trip and fall. Research shows the connection clearly. A study in the archives of internal medicine found that seniors with higher potassium intake had stronger muscles, better balance, and lower risk of falls. Another study revealed that potassium also protects bones by neutralizing acids in the body that can leach calcium from the skeleton. In short, potassium doesn't just prevent cramps, it strengthens bones and reduces fracture risk. Take Doris, a 74-year-old who came to her doctor complaining of constant leg cramps, especially at night. She avoided bananas because she thought they were too sugary, and she was on a water pill for her blood pressure. Blood tests revealed her potassium was well below normal. After adjusting her medication and adding potassium-rich foods like spinach, sweet potatoes, and beans, Doris noticed the cramps faded, her sleep improved, and her confidence in walking returned. So how can you get more potassium? Nature has provided plenty of delicious options. While bananas are the most famous source, they're far from the best. In fact, a baked potato with skin has more potassium than a banana. Other rich sources include sweet potatoes, avocados, spinach, beans, lentils, and oranges. Incorporating these foods daily can provide all the potassium most seniors need. The recommended daily intake for women is about 2,600 milligrams, and for men about 3,400 milligrams. Most people can reach this through a varied diet. But those with kidney disease or certain heart conditions need to be cautious, as excess potassium can be dangerous. Always check with your doctor before using supplements. Think of potassium as your muscle's communication line. Without it, the signals slow down and cramps take over. With it, your muscles fire smoothly, your steps are steady, and your risk of painful spasms plummets. Now, potassium keeps the muscles flexible and the bones protected, but to direct calcium exactly where it belongs, into your bones and not your arteries, you need another nutrient that often gets ignored. That brings us to number 3 on our list, vitamin K, the calcium director. Vitamin K is often overshadowed by calcium and vitamin D when people talk about bone and leg health. But here's the truth. Without vitamin K, calcium can end up in the wrong places. Instead of being pulled into your bones to make them stronger, it may be deposited in your arteries, joints, or soft tissues. That means stiff arteries, aching knees, and weaker bones, the exact opposite of what seniors need. Think of vitamin K as the traffic controller for calcium. It activates a special protein called osteocalcin, which locks calcium into the bone matrix. This makes your bones denser, tougher, and less likely to fracture. Without vitamin K, calcium floats around with no guidance, sometimes causing harm instead of help. The evidence is striking. A large study in Osteoporosis International found that seniors with higher vitamin K intake had significantly lower rates of hip fractures compared to those with low intake. Another study showed that vitamin K helps reduce inflammation in joints, slowing the progression of arthritis and easing stiffness in knees and hips, two of the most common problem areas for older adults. Let's look at a real example. Helen, a 79-year-old who loved to garden, began noticing that her knees felt stiff every morning. She thought it was simply arthritis from age, but when her diet was examined, she was eating very few green vegetables. After adding daily servings of spinach, kale, and broccoli, all rich in vitamin K, her stiffness gradually improved. Within months, she was kneeling in the garden again without the same discomfort that once made her dread the mornings. Vitamin K comes in two main forms. Vitamin K1 is found mostly in green leafy vegetables like kale, spinach, collard greens, and broccoli. Vitamin K2 is found in fermented foods such as natto, a traditional Japanese soybean dish, aged cheeses, and some animal products like egg yolks and liver. Both forms are important, but K2 is especially powerful because it stays in the body longer and is more effective at directing calcium into bones instead of arteries. For most seniors, the easiest way to boost vitamin K is simply to eat more greens. A single serving of kale or spinach can provide more than the daily recommended amount. For those open to trying fermented foods, adding a bit of natto or aged cheese offers a great boost of K2. There is one important caution. Seniors on blood-thinning medications like warfarin must talk to their doctors before increasing vitamin K intake, because it plays a role in blood clotting. Sudden changes in vitamin K levels can interfere with medication balance. But for those not on such drugs, boosting vitamin K through food is safe, natural, and highly effective. By making sure calcium goes where it belongs, vitamin K keeps bones strong, joints flexible, and muscles coordinated. It's one of the most overlooked yet powerful nutrients for seniors who want to walk confidently and avoid fractures. Vitamin K directs calcium to your bones. But now we turn to a vitamin that keeps your muscles firing smoothly, your energy levels high, and your endurance steady. Without it, you may feel constant fatigue in your legs, weakness when you climb stairs, and slower recovery after activity. That brings us to number 2 on our list. Vitamin B6, the energy supporter. Vitamin B6, also known as pyridoxine, doesn't always get the spotlight, but it plays a vital role in keeping your legs strong and energetic. Without enough of it, even the strongest muscles can weaken over time, leaving simple movements like standing up from a chair or walking up a flight of stairs feeling exhausting. Here's why B6 matters so much. It's essential for nerve communication, muscle repair, and energy metabolism. It helps your body break down protein into usable fuel for muscle growth and recovery. It also supports the production of neurotransmitters, the chemical messengers that carry signals between your brain and your muscles. Without enough B6, those signals become sluggish, coordination suffers, and your legs may feel clumsy or unsteady. One of the most overlooked aspects of B6 deficiency is its connection to nerve signaling. Seniors who are low in B6 often experience numbness, tingling, or burning sensations in their legs and feet. Many mistake these symptoms for arthritis, neuropathy, or simply getting old, when in fact, their nerves are struggling without the right nutrition. Research backs this up. A study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition showed that seniors with low vitamin B6 levels were significantly more likely to suffer from impaired mobility and muscle weakness. Another study found that supplementing with B6 improved nerve conduction and reduced muscle-related fatigue in older adults. There's also the role B6 plays in reducing inflammation. As we age, chronic low-grade inflammation builds up in the body, often showing up as muscle stiffness, joint pain, or slower recovery after activity. Vitamin B6 helps regulate this inflammatory response, easing discomfort and keeping the legs more flexible and resilient. Consider Robert, a 70-year-old who loved fishing but had recently found it exhausting to stand for long periods near the water. His legs would feel heavy, and he struggled to walk back to his car without resting. Blood work revealed his B6 levels were low. After adding more B6-rich foods like chicken, salmon, bananas, and potatoes, plus a small daily supplement, Robert reported a steady return of stamina. Within a few months, he was back to fishing all day without the same fatigue. So where can you get vitamin B6? Thankfully, it's abundant in common foods. Poultry like chicken and turkey, fish such as salmon and tuna, bananas, chickpeas, potatoes, and fortified cereals are all excellent sources. Most seniors can meet their daily needs by incorporating these foods into their meals. For those with poor absorption or digestive issues, supplements may help. But the goal should always be a balanced diet first. The recommended daily intake for older adults is around 1.5 milligrams for women and 1.7 milligrams for men. It's a small amount, but its impact is enormous. However, it's important not to go overboard. Very high doses of B6 taken long-term can actually cause nerve damage, which is the opposite of what you want. When your body has enough B6, your muscles repair more effectively, your nerves communicate faster, and your energy feels steady. Walking, climbing, and daily activities become easier, and your legs don't fatigue as quickly. Vitamin B6 keeps your legs energized and responsive. But now we reach the top of our list. The number 1 nutrient for leg strength and cramp prevention isn't just about muscles or bones. It ties everything together: nerve function, circulation, balance, and recovery. Most seniors are deficient in it, and correcting that deficiency can transform how you feel from head to toe. That brings us to number 1. Vitamin D, the foundation of senior mobility. Vitamin D is often called the sunshine vitamin, but for seniors, it's far more than that. It is the foundation of mobility, strength, and balance. Without enough vitamin D, bones weaken, muscles lose power, and the risk of falls and fractures skyrockets. It ties together everything we've talked about so far: calcium, absorption, muscle function, nerve signaling, and even inflammation control. Here's the challenge: as we age, our skin becomes less efficient at producing vitamin D from sunlight. Many seniors also spend less time outdoors, whether because of mobility limitations, lifestyle changes, or concerns about skin damage. Add to that diets low in vitamin D-rich foods, and deficiency becomes extremely common. The consequences are serious. Studies show that low vitamin D levels are linked not only to brittle bones, but also to muscle weakness, poor coordination, and slower reflexes. A report in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism found that seniors with healthy vitamin D levels had stronger leg muscles, better balance, and a lower risk of falls compared to those with deficiencies. Another study found that vitamin D helps maintain fast twitch muscle fibers, the fibers that react quickly to prevent a fall when you stumble. Without them, reaction times slow, making even small missteps dangerous. Consider Linda, a 76-year-old who had been falling more often, even on flat ground. She assumed it was just aging, but when her blood test showed low vitamin D levels, her doctor prescribed supplements and encouraged short daily walks in the sun. Within a few months, Linda noticed not only fewer falls, but also stronger legs and a brighter mood. She described it as if her legs finally remembered how to support her again. So how do you get enough vitamin D? Sunlight is the most natural source. Just 15 to 30 minutes of exposure on your arms and legs in the morning or late afternoon can provide a boost, though sunscreen, skin tone, and season affect how much you absorb. Foods also help. Fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines, fortified dairy products, egg yolks, and mushrooms all contain vitamin D. But for most seniors, diet and sun exposure aren't enough. That's why supplements are often necessary. Most experts recommend 800 to 1000 IU of vitamin D per Dalton Y for older adults, though some people with significant deficiency may need more under medical supervision. It's important to check your levels with a simple blood test, because both deficiency and excess can cause problems. Vitamin D doesn't just strengthen your legs, it strengthens your independence. By supporting muscles, bones, nerves, and balance, it helps you stay active, mobile, and confident well into your later years. Now let's recap. We've covered the top 7 vitamins and minerals to strengthen your legs and prevent cramps in seniors. Magnesium to relax your muscles and stop those nighttime cramps. Calcium to build stronger bones and prevent fractures. Vitamin B12 to protect your nerves and keep your legs responsive. Potassium to balance fluids and prevent painful spasms. Vitamin K to direct calcium into your bones and out of your arteries. Vitamin B6 to keep your muscles energized and your nerves firing. And finally, Vitamin D, the foundation that holds everything together and keeps you steady on your feet. Strong legs aren't just about exercise, they're about fueling your body with the right nutrients so your muscles, bones, and nerves can work together the way they're meant to. With the right diet, supplements when necessary, and a commitment to daily movement, you can reclaim the strength and stability you thought you'd lost. So now we want to hear from you. Have you ever struggled with leg cramps, weakness, or falls? Did you find relief when you added more of these nutrients into your diet? Share your story in the comments below. We read every single one and reply with tips whenever we can. If you found this video helpful, please take a moment to like it. It really helps us reach more people who need this information. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications, because we release new videos every week with science-backed tips to help seniors stay strong, sharp, and independent. Your legs are your freedom. Protect them with the right nutrition, and you'll keep walking confidently into the years ahead. Thanks for watching.